I'm in Salad and I saw 925. It is directed by Colin Higgins, written by Patricia Resnick. If you haven't seen this movie, I'll spoil it for you. Time and temperature check. It is 5 p.m. It is 83 degrees. It is 66% humidity. On with the review. This movie follows Judy. She's a housewife, but she's getting a job for the first time. This is the 1980s when more women were entering the workforce. I think that's a mistake. Women should have not entered the workforce. It was just a trick done by the government to get more tax money. I think women would be happier if they were cooking and cleaning, and any woman who says, I am happy doing what I am doing now is wrong. I am the happiest when I cook and clean and do arts. Women stuff. I am happiest when I do women things. Immediately I noticed that this isn't focused on women being masculine. This is focused purely on women, feminine women in the workforce. Judy is set to work underneath Violet, who has a lot of experience with the workforce. Specifically this office, she's like, okay, you gotta be aware of that chick because she says anything that she hears to the boss. And you don't want to deal with the boss. And the boss, he's very sexist. He's very narcissistic. He flat out just makes sexist, really inappropriate, sexy remarks like, oh, turn around. I'm like, no. What? No, report this to HR. This is terrible. This is a work environment, not a freaking prostitution ring. Come on, man. There's also Dolly Parton's character. Her name is Doralee. And there's a bunch of rumors that she's sleeping with the boss because she dresses all sexy. Relative to everybody else, everybody's wearing the most grim drab there is. The most gray workplace I've ever seen. Luckily, they don't have cubicles, because cubicles are worse. You're not allowed to have any personal belongings. You're not supposed to dress up all nice and colorful. The only person who dresses up all colorful is that housewife, Judy. But she got a divorce from her cheating husband, now ex-husband, and so she has to make it in the workforce. And her first day goes very terribly wrong because she doesn't know how to use the Xerox printer. It goes way too fast for her. I'm like, bro, there's a button right there, look! She presses a button, still keeps shooting out copies, going way too fast for her. She's throwing all the copies all over the floor. It's going everywhere. It's such a big copier. Oh man, I've seen copiers. My mom, adopted mom, she's a preschool teacher. I'd go to her place and she'd go to the copy room and I would see the copier, and it's pretty big, but it's nothing like this. It's nothing like the 1980s had. You got the boss coming in, he's like, what are you doing? This is so intuitive. Even a dumb person can do this. Are you dumber than a dummy? And I'm like, yeah, she knows how to cook and clean. She's a housewife. Do you think she has any employable skills other than cooking and cleaning? Violet, she trained her boss, but her boss is picking a person to promote. She's like, I gotta suck up to him because otherwise I will lose that promotion job. It turns out a man gets picked over her. And I was just thinking, why did you expect anything different, woman? You think differently than men. Men think differently than women. Has something to do with nature, but 100% nurture. I still think like a woman, sometimes. But I hung out with a lot of dudes growing up. I pretty much avoided women, which is how you get me. But I still have feminine tendencies because of my 2X chromosomes. But she's like, oh, I'm so upset. Why did he choose him over me? I did everything for him. I'm like, because you're acting like his secretary. You're acting like an assistant, not like an equal. You're kissing up to him. Maybe the other guy didn't do any kissing up to him. Gave him ideas. Didn't just be like his yes man. Maybe that's why he picked him over you, Violet. But she gets very upset. She's very angry. Doralee finds out about this rumor that's happening. She's very pissed at him. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. And she's like, my favorite line. She's gonna take the gun in her purse and change him from a rooster to a hen with one shot. She's gonna trans him. Get rid of that penis. Violet's son gave her a joint to smoke, and they're at the bar, and she's like, we got this joint to smoke. What? You got the jazz cabbage? You can't be smoking that. And I'm just thinking, was cocaine more socially acceptable in the 80s than marijuana? That seems backwards to me. But anyway, they're having a smoking time. Ha ha ha, we're laughing, ha ha, and they're sharing their fantasies. And throughout the rest of the movie, their fantasies start to become reality. Violet accidentally puts rat poison in his coffee because that was her fantasy, and then he hits his head on the floor. He didn't drink the coffee, he just passed out. She's like, what? I killed a man. And she's not even confirming whether she killed a man or not. She's just freaking out. She has to go to the hospital. The boss walks out of the room that he was in, and then there's like these police officers outside of the room that he was just in, and then they wheel out this guy, and she's like, I'm gonna take this guy's body. And so she steals the body, puts it in her trunk. The chicks follow her, hysterically driving like a maniac. She drives into like this pole thing. It makes it so her tire and her fender like next to each other. She has to get the crowbar out. Man, I love Doralee. I love the way that she is, because she like notices the trunk in the body isn't the person, isn't the boss that Violet thought it was. And she's like, can you come back here, please? And I'm like, oh man, I love that. And then Violet's like, oh man, that's a different person. I guess we just have to return them. And so they go back to return them. A cop comes, pulls them over because her tail light is out or whatever. One of her tail lights out, and it's like the blinking of her emergency light just keeps on going. The cop's like, let me check your trunk. She's like, no. These fellas, they ate rat poison by accident. We gotta take him to the hospital. And they have a bit of a conversation until Violet's like, we have to go, and she just peels off, and I'm like, wow, the cop didn't follow her? Okay. They drop off the body, and it's a great time. And they need to put more blackmail on the boss man, because like an idiot, they're talking freely and openly about what they just did. And guess who's there? The chick who reports to the boss, writing down every single thing. She tells the boss, and the boss is like, I'm gonna use this blackmail, and tries to blackmail Doralee, and she just ties him up like the fantasy. And they have to keep him tied up for several weeks on end. Make sure nobody notices that the boss is gone. Make a bunch of changes to the office that allows it to be more pretty, more color. Everybody's able to just check in whenever they want, more flexible hours. There's a daycare implemented, and the ultimate sin, equal pay for men and women, which I technically don't think there should be, because men usually have more high-paying jobs, more high-risk jobs, and therefore pay more, versus women tend to choose more womanly jobs, which pay less, which is why they're like, oh, there's a pay gap. I'm like, if a man and a woman worked the same exact job, they would get paid the same. You friggin' Feminism is a mind virus. Modern feminism is a mind virus used to control women into not reproducing and letting all of their children get controlled by the government so that they can get more tax dollars to them. I love it. They keep him tied up in his house for like 6 weeks. Judy's ex comes around to his house. She pretends that she's house sitting. Here's a bunch of commotion. Goes and checks up on the room, and he's all tied up. And he's like, oh, you're into bondage now. She's like, what's that? I'm into M&Ms. Because he's like, it's SM. I am into M&Ms. Because she's such a vanilla woman. Pushes him out. It's overall pretty funny. His wife comes home and gets sent back onto a vacation. He's doing this new exercise routine. He can't tell his wife anything because it involves telling the truth about his infidelity. When he comes back, he's like, I'm gonna put you guys in jail. You guys put me in this situation. I'm like, you guys could have just done nothing. But instead, the CEO comes down. He's like, 20% more efficiency with everything around here in the past 6 weeks. You're coming to Brazil with me. And then he goes to Brazil. He's like, no, And that's pretty much how the movie ends. This is a movie for women. However, it's not a girl boss movie. This movie is very specifically about how women were treated, plus it's like a woman fantasy too, how women were treated in the workplace during that time when they first were being introduced to the workplace. It might feel a little oppressive to women, but what is going on now is oppressive to men who run society, which is why society is collapsing. I'd rather go back to the 1980s where I didn't get equal pay. I'd much prefer that than what's happening now. We don't need feminism. This is a fun movie though. I enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun moments. There's a lot of laughs to it. I would recommend this movie if you're a woman. If you're a man, I don't know if you'd get anything out of this personally, but it's a lot of laughs and it's pretty fun. If you want to watch all the Dolly Parton movies, I recommend go checking this out. So I've got to give this one, it's like a 7.7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one on the platform. Really likes it. If I haven't reviewed it on a channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it at all. That's why you gotta get them Patreon requested at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 dinos for one movie review per 1 month. Also, you can go support the Daily Grindness by going to this link tree down here, down below. Keeps everything going. So you can go here. And until next time on Mint Salad, I'll see you later, my sack croutons and bacon bits. Goodbye. I'm gonna go to a 9 to 5 job now.